What's up, everybody? It's Rondy Wooten, and today's the day we graduate from Akuma. Now, why did I start with Akuma? I guess I started with Akuma because I figured he's a pretty straightforward character. You can't get more basic 2D fighter than Street Fighter, and he's from Street Fighter. He also has what I would consider like the fundamentals of 2D fighters, like his special moves are fireballs, he can do them in the air. He's just really straightforward. He's not very much of a Marvel character, if I'm being honest. He doesn't really have his own like OTG off the ground. He's just really basic. He's really easy to teach and easy to learn, I think. But anyway, one other thing I wanted to do in the other video was I started a combo with Tatsu and went into an uppercut. But by all means, don't go straight into the Tatsu. You can use 1, 2, 3 Tatsu and then uppercut. Like, man, you guys can come up with some cool stuff. Don't worry about it. But today, I see you're going to graduate from Akuma because I'm going to go ahead and break down from start to finish how to do the big Akuma combo that I ended the first video with. So stay tuned for that. It should be an enlightening experience. It should be fun. All right, let's get into that. Here comes a hard edit. So getting into this combo here, you're gonna have to already be very comfortable and confident in putting special moves in the middle of your regular combo strings. So if you can't comfortably kind of go from like a Tatsu into a combo, into another special move, or starting a move that ends in a special, or even going up, demon flipping, taking them back up and using like a super. You gotta be like 100% on board with using special moves, like weaving them into regular hits. So okay, I promise you that is the end of me prefacing the actual combo. Well, okay, let me not be a liar. I'm gonna show you the moves we're gonna use in this combo so you can practice the actual moves that are gonna be a part of it. And then after that, we're gonna get the ball rolling. And I'm just gonna do it kind of piece by piece, step by step. So I guess in that way, it's nowhere near the last time I'm gonna preface it. I don't know why I said that. Don't tell anybody. And at it. The first move I want to bring to your attention is that Hyakishu right there, the one on the top with the green border. That is what I call the demon flip, and this is the last time we're going to look at the move list because I'm just going to tell you how to do the move. But basically, it's a quarter circle backward, which is like going from down to away from your opponent to an attack button. But not quite Tatsu, because before you go into that down motion, you're gonna tap back. So it's what's called the dragon punch motion. It's called the dragon punch motion because it's how you do like the dragon punch in Street Fighter. You tap the direction first before going into your quarter circle. Okay, cool, keeping up, perfect. So it's the demon flip, that's what we call that. There's a light, makes him go not so far, not so high. There's a medium, which is in the middle, and there's the heavy. You have moves off of the demon flip. You have this palm, which is what we will be using. You have this dive kick, which is an OTG from the first video, and you have a fireball. What we're going to be focusing on right now is the palm, and we're going to be using light demon flip, which is with square, and we're going to be using the palm, which is also with square. The reason we're using those moves in particular are because it's how we're going to get a bounce out of this character, out of our opponent, so we don't have to use an OTG. So what I mean by that is instead of taking Taskmaster up and then down, and that being the end of all we can do, we're going to be bringing Taskmaster up, bouncing him off the ground so we can take him back up again and then do some more. You know, so we have some more options open to us using that demon flip, using that palm. So that's what we're going to get into. That's the basis. That's the beginning of the combo. So go ahead, take your time to practice that palm bounce. Bring them up, bring them down. If you can't get it, that's cool. There's a workaround. You can use an OTG assist. So I do have Deadpool in the back here. Boom, and we can take him back up that way. But we really want to get away from having to use the assist in order to accomplish some of these things. So, you know, you want to get with the palm here. So go ahead and practice that as many times as it takes you. And remember that we're going to be using the light palm, or the light demon flip into palm for this particular combo. So go ahead, pause, stop, whatever, practice with that demon flip. Look it up in the move list if you want to, and then get back with me when you've got that down pat. Cool? Cool. All right, the second move we're going to be using is the Tatsu, and you should be very comfortable with that by now. We've been using it a lot, and just as an Akuma player, if you end up being one, Tatsu's awesome. It cuts through fireballs. It has like some level of invincibility to it. Not fully invincible, but you know, you'll figure it out, and it's a good way to go over people's heads and stuff. It's a good move. Okay, but we're gonna be using it in the air because it's what we're gonna do after we bring him back up. So after we bring him into the air, we're going boom, 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 Tatsu. So that's what we're gonna do. I can get into the reasoning behind why. It's actually because of the fact that it puts Akuma just a little bit beneath the opponent, so that when we use this fireball, he's literally like bouncing off the top of the fireballs. And that's important, but just take my word for it. Just do it the way I'm telling you to do it, man. Come on, man. Let's not get like that. We were doing so well. But all right, so you're bringing him up. You're going into the light demon flip. You're taking him back up. Boom, boom, Tatsu. You know what I mean? So, and maybe you did that a little quick, but you're doing the standard bread and butter, light, medium, heavy launch, medium, medium, heavy. I do medium, medium, heavy. You can do light, medium, heavy, and do whatever you want, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So you don't want to use the fourth hit, of course, because the fourth hit will slam him back onto the ground. So it's this point here when you're 3 hits deep and you're in the middle of the air is when you want to go into demon flip. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3 demon flip. You see the flip that I did there? You can see it. I can make it more pronounced if I use heavy demon flip. 1, 2, 3 demon flip. Now what just happened is I flipped over his head. That's why we're using light demon flip and not medium or heavy. We want to use light demon flip so that we stay in front of the opponent the whole time. So that's how we get the palm to connect and get Taskmaster to bounce. So you demon flip, triangle, circle, X, bring him back up, and hit the Tatsu like that. So you can practice that, practice getting your demon flips in, practice carrying him back into the air after bouncing him. You can just use an uppercut if you want. You know, you can just go straight back up. You don't have to try to get triangle, triangle, circle out. You don't have to really stress out about that. I mean, it's really more about the end goal here. So once you get comfortable with that, you Tatsu. Now, after the Tatsu, we're going to go into the next move that we're going to learn. The next move is actually a super. So just the way you do these fireballs here, if you do a fireball using, well, you can use the R2 button, but it's like 2 attack buttons, so triangle and circle or square and triangle, but you can also use R2, pro tip. So it's a fireball done with R2, which is going to give you this. With Akuma in particular, if you just hit the button, the R2 button, it's going to use this fireball. If you hold the R2 button, it's going to give you this fireball. So the attacks are actually done the same way, and we're going to use both of them. So just the one that's in the air, we're not going to hold the button. We're just going to press the button. We're going to hit the ground, and we're going to hold the button to use this one. So you're going to have to get comfortable with both of those attacks. Akuma also has like a Shoryuken. He has like a Dragon Punch super. And he has a level 3, which is the Raging Demon, which is a classic. You can play around with those if you want, and you can figure out other ways to incorporate them into your regular attacks too, because there are plenty of ways to do that. But that's not what we're here for, so let's pay attention. So after we bring Taskmaster back up into the air, and this is after the Demon Flip bounce, bringing him back up, going 1, 2, 3 Tatsu, we're going to use this fireball, and we're going to throw another fireball after the fact. Now, just then, the fireball that I threw after the fact didn't connect, and that's because I wasn't down here holding him in place with this fireball. You're probably putting 2 and 2 together already, but yeah, we're going to throw this fireball in the air. But that's not it. Once we've thrown this fireball in the air, we're going to actually have to throw our own fireball. See that last fireball, that straggler there? The fireball you use in the air is actually going to be largely determined by where on the screen the orientation of the character. Typically, you can get away with using medium. It's a good middle ground. A lot of the times I use heavy. What I mean by that, though, is when you come off of the Tatsu into fireball. So when you're doing this, if you use a light fireball, you might not actually hit Taskmaster. You might not actually hit the opponent. So just use your best judgment with that. But yeah, that's going to end up looking like this. You're going to go boom, 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 boom. and then you get the fireball, you throw the other fireball, you land and use that fireball, and everything hits. So now that you know all the component parts, you're going to get to see me put them together, and you're going to put them together for yourself. So you're going to bear in mind how you're going to land the palm and bring him back up. You're also going to have to pay attention to the fact that once you do get this third hit, and it's okay to just do 1 or 2 hits most of the time. Don't throw the whole combo away just because you don't have it perfect. As long as you've managed to bring him up once and then demon flip to take him back down and then bring him back up, you're in business. So whether that takes you 3 or 4 hits or 5 hits or 10 hits, you can do it. For example, I can just go uppercut, hit him, flip him, bring him back up, and do it just like that. And that's only 8 hits. I don't have to get super complicated with it. The gist is the same. It's the same as you going like this. And we're already 8 hits deep. You know, and that's a 15 hit combo. But pay attention to really what the end goal was and what the process was. It was attacking him on the ground, bringing him up, bouncing him off the ground to bring him back up again, and then finding a good way to finish that combo off. So just build your own combo. Do it your way. So if I had to guess what the next sticking point would be, it would be going from this mid-air Tatsu into the fireball at the end. Well, not at the end, but you know, connecting those two together. So definitely make sure you've got that down. Definitely make sure you can Tatsu into fireball. Because that's going to be a big part of the combo, obviously. So that comes after hitting him on the ground, taking him up, bouncing him down, and going back up again. You're going to end up boom, 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 Tatsu, fireball. Okay, you got that. Cool. What happens after that fireball is throwing your own fireball. So you're going to have to also make sure and have the wherewithal, have the, you know, the presence of mind to say, okay, hold up, I have to throw this fireball now before I land. So make sure you've got that down. After you throw that last straggler fireball, when you're actually landing, get on the ground and go ahead and throw this. So yeah, this combo altogether is going to take up 2 of your super meters, but it's worth it. So pay attention to the component parts. Make sure you can go from the transition of this fireball into your own fireball, landing and using the third fireball. You know, it's a lot of fireballs. But I'm going to go ahead and do the combo for you one more time, one last time, and you will have an understanding of the pieces that are being used, and you will be able to, you know, if you look at that first video, it's like, I have no idea what he just did. Hopefully now that I've shown you piece by piece the moves that are being used, you'll be able to spot them, and now you'll actually understand what's going on, and you won't look at Marvel and say, oh, that's crazy, I don't get it. You'll look at Marvel and be like, oh yeah, I know how he's doing that. I see the hits, I see the moves, I get it. And hey man, if that's true, perfect, we did it. But here comes that combo one last time for you to watch. And there it is. All right, I'm sorry it took me like 13 minutes to make this video. I really appreciate you if you've actually sat through the whole thing. Maybe this will get you into Marvel. Maybe it'll up your Marvel game. Leave me some feedback. Tell me what else you'd like me to work on, if anything. But I do really appreciate you for tuning in. I've been Rondy Wooten. Take care, everybody.